to a brand new episode of Delivering Marketing Joy. I am your host, Kirby Hasseman, and joining me today, I'm so honored that he's coming back again. He's been here several times, but I think it's his second time as the president and CEO of PPAI. Dale Denham, thanks so much for joining me, man.
It's great to see you again, Kirby.
Absolutely. It's good. And obviously we got a chance to see each other at Promotions East, and that was really cool too, to see each other actually live and in person. But I appreciate you taking the time, and I want to dig in because we're heading into busy season for you. So, plans are well underway for the 2023 PPAI Expo. So just kind of 10,000 feet, how are things coming along? What do the numbers look like?
Yes, we are right now trending 40% up over last year's attendance.
Wow.
So we're looking really, really positive. The entire trade show industry has had things come back in the last several months, where the first 6 months of the year, everybody was down about 30%. Everybody is trending much closer back to where they were. We're experiencing that. The last few weeks, we have had more booth registrations than we expected. And we expected some late ones this year because people are thinking, well, we had Omicron last year. I don't want to book a booth and then not go. They are booking at a pace we've never seen in terms of at this time of year. Okay. And on top of that, registration is going really, really well. So things are looking really positive, and we announced that we're going to redo or repeat, probably for at least the last time in the near future, the Promopalooza event at the Allegiant Stadium. That sold out last year really early. Usually we can get extra tickets. We literally could not fit anybody else. So we've expanded that this year because we know a lot of people loved it so much they want to go back. Yeah. But there are a lot of people who missed it. But we, again, expect it to sell out. So there's a lot of good happening.
Yeah, as a side note, I mean, I got the chance to go to that last year, and it was really cool, really well done, so convenient to get to. I know you guys did shuttles and stuff. I actually walked over, and it was awesome. So that was one of my highlights.
Incredible. Like, usually you go to those things and the food is like, that food was truly amazing.
Yeah, that was an awesome event. That was really, really good last year. So when I saw that you were doing it again, I was like, oh, I think that's a great call. So kudos. So what are some things that people should look forward to, whether it's the same or different from last year?
Well, so I'm going to start with the thing that cracks me up.
Okay.
People always ask us, are you going to have puppies again? I don't understand it. But puppies is like what everybody seems to remember. And obviously it's not everybody, but I literally get that question almost as much as anything else. Are you going to have puppies again? So yes, there probably will be puppies again.
Well, good.
No, but it's interesting. There's a lot of little nuanced things that we're doing. And one of the interesting things that you may not even realize, you'll just know something's different. Mandalay Bay is overhauling and redoing their entire building. And so it's brighter and it's lighter, so people will see that. But in terms of the show itself, there's a lot of little things that we're going to do. For those who weren't there last year, we moved registration. It's much more convenient. And we're working on a lot of things to make just that experience better. We've got the new product pavilion, which is incredibly popular, the brand pavilion. And as I already mentioned, Promopalooza. And then last year, as you know, we did Expo Live in the lobby.
That was cool.
Doing that again. People really liked that.
That was a nice addition.
And we'll be pumping that up a little bit even more than we did last year. So a lot of good things happening. The interesting thing about the Expo, though, it is our job to create the event and to make the entire event special. But it's what the attendee does and it's what the exhibitor does that truly makes the event worthwhile. So we create the energy, the floor, and sort of almost the mall, if you will. And then if the exhibitors come prepared and they bring their best product and their best mentality, and the attendees come in, and this is what happened last year. Attendees came ready to do business. It wasn't
100%.
Scan me. It was, hey, I've got this client. I need ideas. So we're really encouraging more and more of that. So much so that, in fact, this year, if you're not a PPAI member, which we used to allow you to come in for free, we have added a charge to register. It's a small charge, but it's a charge because we want to continue to encourage, come here ready to do business. Yes, there's a lot of fun. Yes, the networking is incredible, but come here ready to do business.
Yeah, it was one of the things last year you and I talked about is that, last year's numbers were a little down, but gosh, I felt like I had more meaningful conversations last year. And so I'm excited that hopefully that's a trend that we can continue, because I was like, oh man, I just felt like I I was exhausted at the end of last year in such a good way. Like, because I felt like I really had great connections. So that's cool. I just personally, what's your favorite part of the expo? Because you've done it obviously from several different sides of this, and now, of course, on this side of it. What's your favorite part?
So I'm not really a product person, never
Mhm.
have been. Like I love promotional products, but I don't sell them. So I don't walk the aisle and go, "Oh, what can I sell?"
Right.
But since I've started in this role, I've started going, "What product do I want us to promote with our logo on it?"
Mm,
And so I
yeah.
walk through the booths looking at, all right, what would I feel good about our brand being on? And what I find the best is just by walking the aisle with that mentality, I start to have so many conversations, not about product, just really good conversations. And then here are ideas, even if they're not ideas about product, it's just the creativity that
Mm,
comes from it. So I know that's sort of a different answer than what you were
no.
expecting, but
Yeah.
to me, it's like the difference between this meeting, a Zoom meeting, and the two of us sitting in a room trying to solve a problem. The
Yeah.
creativity that happens in person, and so really it is just that, whether it's the creativity of running into somebody in the hallway and going, "Hey, what about this?" and doing something with it, or the creativity of being on the show floor. It truly is, you know it, even if you didn't walk, the show is exhausting. It's exhausting because we're on the whole time and
Totally.
our creative juices are flowing. And most of us need a weekend to recover, whether you drink or not.
Yeah.
The creativity. So creativity is my favorite part of it because just so much of it happens for me and for most everyone.
Yeah, I actually, and to me, it's like, they talk about that concept where you are the average of the five people you spend the most time with, right? One of the ways I think that you can reset that is to force yourself into a place where you've got all these smart, creative people, and it like boosts you up. Now, the challenge is to keep it going once you get back. But man, I think that's one of the reasons I think the first of the year is a perfect time for it, because it's like just such a great time to just lift yourself up. So I totally buy that. I think that makes sense. So, final question for you, Dale. And again, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're busy. Obviously, last year and last couple years have been totally different. And but what I found is that like there are some things that we learned through the pandemic that was like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. We should keep doing that, right? Like, and then some things were like, okay, we had to do it, let's move on from it. So, have there been any lessons? Have there been any things that you've learned through these last couple of years that you want to keep going, moving forward, or that you'll keep with you?
I'll start by reiterating the what we've already talked about, that we want people coming there ready to do business,
Yeah.
and that it's okay to charge a little bit for non-members. We don't plan to charge members, although on December 4th there's a late registration fee for everybody.
Hmm.
We want people to understand this is a business event, and that's what happened last year.
Yeah.
So that is one thing we learned, is to make sure that people recognize there's value here.
Yeah.
Also, the value of throwing a kick-ass party. Um,
Totally.
we all had a great experience, and it just added to the energy.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess the other thing is sort of the antithesis of your question, but it's the fact that not to do the same old, same old.
Mm,
Now,
yeah.
there are things that absolutely work, and we try to evolve those,
Yeah.
but everything else we just continue to look at and say, well, even at those things, we look at and say, can we do this better? As opposed to, this was the playbook before.
Hmm.
So we just question everything.
Yeah.
Do we want to keep doing it? And so to me, that is one of the big things, that we look at everything different than we used to. And in terms of how we actually reach the market with the shows, we're trying to do a lot more digital marketing now as things have moved more and more online. Now, we're still doing plenty of print. We're
Yeah.
still doing plenty of conversations and such, but we have upped our digital marketing game, and next year, even more so.
Yeah. That makes total sense. So, speaking of that, obviously, based on when this is going to drop, people can still register for to come to the event. Can you talk a little bit about that before I let you go?
Sure. So registration is free for all PPAI members until December 4th.
Okay.
After that date, I believe it's a $49 registration fee. And the
Still
reason
totally worth
behind
it.
that, oh, it's nothing. But the
Yeah.
point is, we have to make commitments to the hotel, and
Yeah.
we need to make those commitments based on the number of people coming. There is no fee to register for a PPAI member before the 4th, whether you come or whether you show up or not.
Yeah.
And then also make sure you get those Promo Palooza tickets because they will sell out.
Yeah, they will.
And you want to have those tickets. You'll be able to sell them to somebody if you don't. So after that, though, $49 registration, I believe, for members, and $149 after that for non-members.
Mhm.
And any non-members can apply that to join PPAI if they want to join PPAI while their show.
Yeah, and I'll say this on behalf of PPAI and Dale. This is one of my favorite events every year. They do it first class. This is a no-brainer, folks. If you haven't gone to this event before, this is the year that you should. As he pointed out, if you register now, there's no cost to register to it. So
For members.
for members, get registered now, and this is an investment in the success of your business. So I speak with my dollars. I tell my clients all the time, Dale, that you can tell what I really like by what I put my name on. This is a great example of one of those things that I go to every year. I invest in it because it matters to my business. So kudos to you guys. I really appreciate the work that you do. And thanks for being on here. I appreciate it.
We appreciate your support. And I know you often speak for us, and I believe you're speaking for us again. And it's great speakers like you. That's a huge attraction. More and more people are coming to conference day as they realize it's important to educate themselves. So thank you for supporting us and being a speaker as well.
You bet, man. That's awesome. Well, thank you, Dale. Again, thanks for your hard work. Tell the whole team I said thank you, and I'll see you in Vegas.
Sounds good.
All right. I'll see you next time, man. That's going to wrap up this edition of Delivering Marketing Joy. We'll see you next time.